feed
is nonstop, yo.
Inundated. We're all laughing because I was joking around before about how this has never happened before in internet history.
Yes.
I literally believe sincerely, and I mean this, and you thought that I was being hyperbolic.
I don't.
I'm not.
I don't.
He is showing up on my feed non-fucking stop.
Dude.
I'm not clicking on it. It's just next video is him in that accent, which I don't know what the fuck country that is.
I'll be trying to figure that shit out too.
And the entire media is attacking him on a daily basis. Buy the special, motherfucker. Buy the special. Real talk.
Here's what's crazy. I've been seeing him on TikTok.
TikTok. Do you know what I'm saying?
He everywhere, yo. He unstoppable.
Instagram.
His YouTube shorts.
Instagram, YouTube shorts.
You're wearing your YouTube shorts right now. You were talking about. You got your YouTube shorts on right now.
Oh, fuck you. All I'm trying to say is Hunter Biden got.
No, he's undeniably funny. You can't even act like a guy not funny.
He's funny. Yeah,
he's funny, bro.
If he's playing in your city, go see him. Watch his show. Just let him see that you support him, because right now he's being surrounded by people in this industry who are letting him know that he has to apologize, who are letting him know that people, Jimmy Fallon talking about people coming and crying for his Me Too comment. So it is important that he see that you guys are out there. And I know he'll probably play it off and he'll probably be embarrassed by the support, because this right now to me is the most egregious, blatant example of the left taking someone out for using their words. Worse, taking a comedian out for using his words.
Have you seen the guy who does YouTube videos and he like breaks down comedians acting like he just doesn't acting like they're great, and it's almost like a scientific breakdown of jokes?
Yeah.
He goes through Chris D'Elia's and it is so fucking funny. He just destroys him. He oh my God.
Oh, good. Okay.
He's like, see, right here, he's repeating it so that people know that he's making a joke, which is very effective. You can tell he's a seasoned comedian because he said it 4 to 5 times to get people laughing, and he's laughing, which is
yes, it's so good. Chris D'Elia, the reason, if you're wondering why we're making fun of him, is because he has sex with children.
If I see another person who's done stand-up for 3 years, it's like, my special's coming out in 2 weeks, I'm gonna fucking go. I'm pissed, dude.
I do teach piano lessons as well.
Oh yeah? Oh, you're a teacher? Oh yeah? Whoa. He's all like, I'm a teacher. Oh my God, there's so many trash comedians. I can't even fucking believe it.
And like the whole crew's like, yes, Myles, like, yes. And Myles is like, just doing God's work here.
No, come on, he did not say that. He did not say that.
No, he did. He said, just doing God's
I don't think he has any like unironic fans. Like I said, his entire community just makes fun of him. It's amazing.
One of the things that I think is interesting about this is that, you know, this is the third one of these videos that they released. And the first one, there was tremendous outrage. Second one, tremendous outrage. And that's when YouTube said, we're not going to let you post these videos.
I went and saw him at the Palladium about a year or two ago. And it was one of the worst shows I've ever seen. And one of my friends, another comic that I respect a lot, gave him a standing ovation. And I was like, are you fucking kidding? And he was like, I understand why you feel the way you do, but I just love seeing the act. And I was like, I couldn't believe it. What was bad about that? It was aggressively corny.
It's tricky too, responding to a crowd like that too, because you have to be funny, but you can't be too mean, right? You can't hit a fly with a sledgehammer.
It's one of the best stupid, poor comedians working today, for sure.
I just really encourage this group to think carefully about this sad attempt at humor.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Folks, explain.
You're welcome to tug on it.
There it is. You're welcome to tug on it. One of our new channel redemption features. Tell everyone that you're welcome to tug on it.
You're welcome to tug on it.
Tucker Carlson on Kill Tony, one of the best comedians, one of the best shows. Hey, look at that.
You're welcome to tug on it.
You are welcome to tug on it. And hey, you know what? I will talk through. I have no problem. I can be not distracted by this.
Okay, we'll edit laughter in there.
Welcome to the stream. Right, let me just get some housekeeping done off the bat here. I don't know if you know this, but here in Austin, Texas, we actually celebrate Canadian Thanksgiving as kind of a joke, to kind of dunk on the Canadians because their Thanksgiving is stupid and doesn't make any sense. So this weekend is Canadian Thanksgiving weekend. So happy Thanksgiving to everyone who lives in Austin, and also, of course, the Canadians. I don't even know what the Canadians do for Thanksgiving because I know that the American Thanksgiving is all about celebrating the Native Americans graciously giving all their land to mining corporations. And the Canadian Thanksgiving, I think, has like a beaver based dance or like some sort of syrup ritual. But it's not as important. There was no Charlie Browns made about it, so I don't really give a shit. Plus, Dinosaurs, welcome. Thank you for following us on Twitch. What do Canadians even have to be grateful for? Exactly. That's a good question, Gordo. I don't know. They got a lot of ice and snow, but their GDP is kind of trash. And their dollar is a weak, sad little bitch that couldn't bench press its own weight if it tried. So we're going to start with, obviously, Standup Bingo starts in 1 minute. Got a little clip here off the top. Also, I want to just pre-warn you guys, it's going to be a little bit shorter stream than usual. We'll do a Patreon stream today, though.
You know, Jack, everything comes at a cost, bud. Cam Newton.
Cam Newton. Travis Gravity. Mwah. Little kiss on the mouth. Thank you. Thank you for that. Father's kiss. We will get through some bingos today, but probably only going to do it for about an hour before we go to the Patreon stream, just because, again, it's Canadian Thanksgiving weekend here in Austin, and we got to go to the big dinner. Anyway, it's a bit weak, says Brian. It is weak. You can put it in your mic and touch. Okay, sure. How about that? Oh my God. How about this? Is this better? I'll let Brian decide. I do see it's in the yellow now. It's in the yellow more often. I'm also just quiet because it's Thanksgiving. Anyway, what was I talking about? This, in honor of Canadian Thanksgiving, we have the canceled. I wonder if you guys can guess who this is. This would be a good time for a prediction chart. Who is the most famous canceled Canadian psychologist? Well, we're about to find out. This is a comedy video, by the way.
Trans, height challenged, vegan, disabled, ambidextrous, peanut allergy ridden, mentally challenged person. I'm Dr. Jordan B. Peterson.
Yep, this is JP Sears. Jordan Peterson Sears.
This is my masterclass.
Oh man, that's funny. So this is if Jordan Peterson was woke. This is he's got a little look at the set decoration. He's got a hilarious piece of pink hair here. He's got a rainbow suit, which is gay. And it's just perfect. You know what? Let's get the bingo going, because you know what? This is a stand-up, but I think there's some bingo cards here. Whoa, only 8 players for bingo. You guys, get on it. Only 8? Jack, how many people are watching right now? That's half the Twitch. That's half the Twitchers. That's not bad. Oh, also, thank you all for watching and commenting on Sebastian Maniscalco this week. That was a pleasure doing that. Jokes Explained. The fact that people are Italian out there in the world just every day is completely absurd to me. So let's go. Comic imagines being gay, I think, is we're going to take that right off the top here. Gay. Gay. Has been canceled. This Jordan Peterson impression, not bad.
Cut! It's like, why in the fuck are we using the word master? It's like, no. It's like, really? It's like, it's comical. We're using outdated slavery terms. Really? It's like, I'm triggered. What about the people of color in here that are damn triggered? Life really is not about personal responsibility or starting a family or working hard. Move back, bucko, 6 feet. COVID is still a thing. No. It's about how many bloody pronouns you have. It's like, that's it, dead ass. Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Dead ass.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Sie, sir,
Yes,
sir.
yes, sir.
Sie, sir. You feeling triggered? You feeling safe? I'll be helping people master the craft of judging people by their skin color, not by their character. You know, Robin DiAngelo, she once said, be less white. Bloody amazing what Martin Luther King did, you know. It's really like far-right Nazi
Look at the boots. Look at these big boots.
propaganda, you know. Well, I have a dream too. It's like, I have a dream white people will just sit down and shut up. I will teach you how to be more inclusive, even to the pedophiles.
This is
Excuse me,
This whole sketch is opposite comedy. It's the opposite. Brian, I agree. We should make a satirical masterclass.
apps or minor attracted persons. They should have a seat at the table too. Might be the kids' table, but let them sit down, let them eat.
Race pandering to
I'll
whites.
be teaching you about all the 4,969 genders.
Bud Light. You guys remember that? You guys remember Bud Light? The Bud Light. So this sketch came out a day ago. So some of you might think, hey, wasn't Bud Light Gate a long time ago? Yes, the Bud Light controversy was from about 6 years ago now. But it is still ongoing. If you drink Bud Light, you hate America.
Strap in. Like, these ideas have been living rent-free in my head for a long time. I'll be teaching you things from my new book, Beyond Teaching Straight White Males Their Pieces of Absolute Shit.
Hey, Myles, is licking your lips a nervous tick, or are you cleaning off a seat for me? I didn't think I was licking my lips that much, but I'll be thinking about it now. Thank you.
Well, let's get to work, shall we?
Me? I'm Mike, and my pronouns are pronoun.
Well, comical. Well, there's nothing funny about comedy. Stalin, circa.
What did I tell you guys about the pizzicato strings? Pizzicato strings, very funny. Bit of sound comedy there.
1922 from the Gulags. One of my favorite quotes.
I don't feel so privileged. I'm more in shock. I got fired from my job because I was privileged. I don't get it.
You're helping combat racist racism.
By being discriminated against?
Wow. Cry me a gender fluid river. Daniel, would you have sexual relations with
Cry me a gender fluid river. So, that's a perfect joke about gender fluid. Gender fluid is what a woman drinks to determine the gender of a child. And so imagining a whole river of that is absurd. Very funny.
This beautiful person?
Do you like surprises?
I'm married sometimes.
No, we'll just go ahead and put you down for super, ultra, far-right MAGA transpho.
DC Pipe says through a straw. Actually, no, it's usually through a ceremonial vial, I believe, from what I remember from watching The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
Please don't do that.
What do you see here in this image?
Kitten?
White supremacy. Cis white male. How about this one?
This white.
Dog.
Even worse white supremacy. You little sissy boy. But this one here.
Cat again.
It's the knee on George Floyd's bloody neck. And that knee is yours. Bobby, why don't you tell us what real oppression sounds like?
Well, I just became CFO of my own company.
Why do liberals say sexual relations instead of just sex? Because it sounds less inappropriate. The more words you add, the longer the word is, the more formal and academic it is, and therefore takes away from. You don't want to get a boner when you say a word. You gotta kind of you have to sanitize it a bit.
Aluminum company, of course. Just bought a new Porsche. Bought another house in South Beach and another one in Miami. but I was misgendered at a holiday party.
Well,
it hurt.
Surprised she didn't take her own damn life. Greta Thunberg. It's like, I'm gonna quote her right now and say, how dare you get down on one knee and give me 20 Black Lives Matters. Jussie Smollett once said, white MAGA extremists won't even let a black gay man get a damn.
You hear how you pronounce that the French way? That's also gay. We've already checked off gay, but French and gay are same thing.
Subway sandwich at 2 a.m. in the middle of a goddamn snowstorm. It's like a miracle he even came up with that. Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter. I can't believe how goddamn fucking naive you can be. It's like, that ain't it, Chief. Can somebody get me an emotional support cat to pet, please? Goddamn patriarchy. If you're petting a cat, it's like, it's not even consensual. So forget that. Consider that rape as far as I'm concerned. It's like, that is feline rape. It's like, no. Somebody get me some imitation lobster, please. My blood sugar's blood.
Look at he's dabbing his eyes with a mask. A surgical mask, which is liberals. The surgical mask has become a political symbol. Some people think it's for surgery. No. If I go to a doctor's office, if I go in for surgery, I say, listen, you're going to have to just put me under as soon as I get through these doors. Because if I see any fucking lib cucks in this hospital wearing surgical masks, I'm going to scream and I'm going to storm the Capitol.
Somebody, man, sorry, woman, and go ahead and check your privilege at the door.
Sign up today. Nice.
Well,
shit's on the audience.
Looks like the work has begun. Mm-hmm.
Okay, take a screen cap, write it down. Tyler Fisher live. Very funny stuff. Great. So, oh, yeah, he's coming to Calgary, Alberta. Portland, Oregon. Okay, let's get you on some. Let's get some stand up going here for some real stand up bingo. This is a friend of the channel, Jeff Dye stand up. I don't have no problems already doing a funny accent. I believe that's a rural accent. It's like a Mississippi accent. You can just read, sometimes you can read an accent. The choice of words is accent as well.
I will say, I don't have no problems with trans people. I think they're great. I just think they're fucking weird.
Here we go again. We've already checked off trans, though, but good to see he's on the standard subject matter of stand-up comedy.
That used to be a protected opinion in this country, to think something's weird. Now, I know that calling the trans community weird might make them freak out and hurt their feelings, get all mad. But I always go, hey, trans people, I know I just called you weird, and that might make you upset, but get a load of me. I actually believe God came to earth 2,000 years ago and then was brutally crucified and murdered and humiliated, and then he rose again in 3 days. And even years later, I still talk to him like a man in the sky. I bet a trans person would go, the fuck? And I go, yeah, see how you think I'm weird? And I think you are, but we can still love each other and get along. I won't crash out and go, I'm Christian phobic.
Crash out. I won't crash out. See how on it he is with the new terms of young people? Crash out is a new linguistic device used by people that dance on TikTok. And, it's important to stay on it. You don't want to become an old dinosaur like me. I don't use a lot of the new cool trendy words because I'm a distinguished professor of joke explaining, and I often, I'm sequestered in my study most of the day. I don't get to learn a lot of the youth lexicon.
Fucking shoot up a fucking school. Right? We're all weird. We're all, it's not that big of a threat to say something's weird. My buddy Davo dresses up like a wizard once a week. And he goes into a basement with all of his other smelly virgin friends. And they play this fantastic game of creativity called Dungeons and Dragons. And they're all dressed as orcs and shit. And they come up with these beautiful stories to show how creative they are. And they come up, but that's pretty fucking weird. Half of my guy friends dress up like football players they've never met. And go into sports bars and yell at flat screen televisions that can't hear them, that show those men they're dressed up like. And they gamble away their children's future inheritance on these games. Do you see, that's pretty weird. Do you hear me, trans people?
Everything's weird. Everybody's weird. Great observation. Everybody has their own little quirks and eccentricities. What a lighthearted observation. Great observation.
Yes, Jesus Jeff is weird, and Davo the Wizard's weird, and Bronco Brant and 49er Chris are pretty fucking weird. Right? And damn sure Larry with the tube top and the lip gloss and the cock, pretty fucking weird.
There you go.
So grow up. Take a fucking joke. You're weird too.
There you go.
And it's okay.
There you go. See? It's fine. You know? It's weird. I'm weird. You're weird. Interracial marriage, little weird. Trans people, a little bit weird. Gay, strange. It's a strange thing. But when you think about it, we're all strange. So it's fine. See? Thank you, Jeff. People get a little too uppity about this sort of stuff when you should actually just shut the fuck up and laugh. We're laughing.
We're all weird. I love you. Relax. Also, if I'm being honest, if you don't count dating and sex and all that, I actually like trans women better than I like regular women. Have you ever talked to a trans woman? They're great. They're like dudes. I'm like, this gal gets me. And she can slam dunk. Hell yeah. About time these broads caught up. I got a gambling problem, and these new broads are sturdy.
Nice.
I'm going to casino, like, you take swimming bets, you know? I got this one chick that doesn't lose. I will say, I
takes a sip. He reached for the sip, so we're gonna give you takes a sip on that one. Very funny stuff. Where is takes a sip? It's in here somewhere. I can't see it. Maybe it's under comedian takes a sip. Anyway, great stuff. Great point. And he works in a nice little joke too about women's sports. Very funny. Now, people just got to learn to laugh. Everyone's getting so uptight these days. And you just got, everyone's weird. That's the lesson. All right. Let's see what we got here. More joke explaining. I haven't watched this. All I know is that Trevor Noah, very famous comedian, Comedy Cellar, very famous place. Let's see if we can get some stand-up bingo on here.
It's the greatest city on earth.
It's just dropped. Just dropped.
Let's hear you, New York.
Accent off the top. Great accent. That's a New Yorker accent. That's the accent you get from hundreds of years of traffic.
I think we're gonna have to roll. We'll be good. We'll be good. No, because of time. We wrap it up. Time wise, we gotta roll. Why you want me to do something else, or you want to talk?
That's so funny. He says we gotta wrap it up. This is a 22-minute long video. Trevor, you sly dog. You don't wrap it up for 22 minutes.
About something? I always pick on you. So what's on your mind? What do you want to talk about?
I'm not sure if you heard. So there's a bunch of comics that went to Saudi Arabia, and then there was the
Wow, he's just taking questions from the crowd here. So audience, crowd says something funny. People are kind of clapping. Clapping is laughs.
And there's some comics talking shit, and there's other comics like, well, I gotta get this money. You know what I'm saying?
Weren't you one of the comics who went to Saudi Arabia? Oh man. Yeah, it was a whole. How many was it in the end? Was it like 50, or did it start as 50 and then? It was huge though, right? It was Saudi Arabia's first comedy festival, I think, the Riyadh Comedy Festival, and they had a bunch of comedians go out there. It's been all over the news. See people arguing about it on TikTok. It's like, let me tell you what I think about what's happening. I don't know. Was
that a comedy accent? Is that an accent for all comedians? I've never heard that before. That's definitely a new technique. But you know what? That did sound like a lot of comedians. TikTok, app or service, yeah.
It's an interesting one. I'll start with this. Like, when you know what Saudi Arabia is all about, it's weird to go to a comedy festival that is paid for by Saudi Arabia. You know what I mean? And this is what I mean. There's a difference. I'm all for going anywhere to perform for anyone, because there are people who live in countries that don't agree with what their countries are doing. So I don't assume that everybody who lives in a country is the same as the people running the country, right? That's the first thing. But when the government is paying you to come, that's like a direct relationship that's different. Does that make sense? It changes up. And I don't know, man, like Saudi Arabia, you're like, damn. You just do a...
His hand is fucked. What happened?
Cursory search. You don't even have to like dig deep. You don't have to go do your research, or just the things that Saudi Arabia does. You know what I mean? Like, you see all the comedians who went, like Dave Chappelle, Kevin Hart, Bill Burr, Louis C.K. Like, it was like a whole bunch. Aziz Ansari. You know what I mean? I'm friends with all of these guys. Like, I'm just like, but they went to Saudi, and I'm like, if you search Saudi, you see the things that happen there, right? Government is on some like almost dictator level shit, right? Like you say the wrong thing, you get disappeared in a moment. Like, it's just like 1 minute your family knows where you are, and then they don't. Women like don't have control over their own bodies. You know, free speech is limited. Violence is the order of the day. I don't know, man. I don't think I'd ever perform in Saudi Arabia. I would only perform in the United States.
Excellent point.
Because that would never happen here, Will. That would never happen here. Can you imagine what would happen if America announced that they were just scooping people up and just like disappearing them? Can you imagine? These here United States, Will? Huh? Can you imagine if one day they were just like, oh, women.
That's a great observation.
Men control your bodies. Can you imagine that, Will? That is why I perform in America, Will.
That's a very good point. And, you know, that's a skims the news right there. We already checked that off, unfortunately. But yeah, it's very true. And if you scroll social media, a lot of people are making that joke right now. So it's important to, when you do stand-up, if everyone's making a similar joke, it's important to do that joke as well, to let everybody know you're one of them, and we're all laughing at the same one.
I don't judge anybody, to be honest with you, especially in these types of things. Because I think, number one, everyone has a number. Number two, people like to judge depending on the position that they're in. So Someone was like, "Oh, would you go to Saudi?" I'm like, I wouldn't say no, but I wouldn't say yes. It would have to be an amount of money that makes me not care. No, I'm being honest with you. It would have to be an amount of money that makes me not care about everything else that I'm gonna lose. That's the honest truth. So like every person who would be disappointed in me, I would have to have an amount for what that's worth in my life. So then if somebody said to me, they're like, "I'm disappointed in you," in my head, I'd be like, 10,000. Every time that would happen, I'll just like have that little number. I'll be like, yeah, this is already paid for. This is fine. But if it's not that kind of money, then no.
10,000. That's not a Trevor Noah amount of money. You gotta add another zero to that, bud.
Like, I personally wouldn't do it if it's not that kind of money.
Name comedy, yes.
But I also think there's a little bit of like, I don't know, I'm so conflicted on this. Because look, on the one hand, I get what people are saying. Some people are like, "Oh, it's comedy washing and the sports washing."
You're welcome
and
to tug on
Saudi they're trying to get people to come in to launder their image. And I go, but is it laundering their image? Because there's a lot of people who didn't really follow Saudi or care about it that now know about what Saudi is doing because these people went there. And I argue sometimes it's the people going there that makes you now go like, "Where you going? What's happening there? What are you doing there?" And it's like, now Saudi's like,
tug on it.
We had just snuck away. We were playing golf. We were enjoying ourselves. It is also crazy how like comedians will take the most smoke in the day and age that we live in. Right? Like the president of the United States goes to Saudi, dances with them.
You're welcome to tug on it.
People just like, yeah, you got to do what you got to do, you know? You got to make fun. You got to get your allies. Live golf, Saudi, huh? Best golfers in the world.
That's body comedy. Great golf swing there. Ginkgo Bonsai, thank you for the 69 bits. Ginkgo Bonsai knows this is the funniest number. 69 followed by 420 and combined.
You're welcome to tug on it.
You can tug on it. So, you know, a lot of people are saying, there's been a lot of controversy over the Saudi Arabian Comedy Festival, Riyadh Comedy. Let me just pull up the poster here, and let's just address it because
You know, Jack, everything comes at a cost, bud. Cam Newton.
169 bits. Gorgeous. Thank you, Amateur Joke Explainer, for the cheer. 369. Absolutely hilarious number. 369s. That's what that is. That's a lot of people clicking. Oh, this is a bad one. I just want to try to find a large version of this poster. Let's all look at this together. Because these are some of the best comedians in the world. Some of the people we'd all like to explain. Obviously, there's the Tim Heidecker version, which includes Bill Cosby and Woody Allen on there. But two great comics, but they were not on the festival, unfortunately. But we've explained a few of these people. Some people were disappointed that certain people took part in this festival because they portray a sort of honest and maybe a moral or ethical person. People don't understand, okay? And I think I talked about this in the Discord. Comedy is a business, okay? And if you're not the biggest business, you'll be bought by another business. So let's take Aziz Ansari, right? And Chris DiStefano. Okay, Aziz Ansari makes a lot of money doing comedy, probably more than Chris DiStefano. Chris DiStefano, if he needs to make enough money to be too expensive for Aziz Ansari to buy. If he doesn't make enough money, Aziz Ansari will buy Chris DiStefano and become his parent company. He'll then be making two incomes, and he can then leverage that income to then buy Mark Normand, and then those three guys combined might even have enough money to buy Bad Friends, which is already happened. This already happened. Bobby Lee made more money than Andrew Santino, and Bobby Lee bought him right. He bought him out. He is Andrew Santino's parent company, and he makes both their incomes and the shareholders. They in the board meeting, Andrew Santino only represents 20% of the board of the Bad Friends board because he was absorbed by, and this is all going, now you might think, oh, this is all fierce competition, you know, it shouldn't be like this, but in the background, China's looking to buy all these people. You know, China's looking to buy all these comics and just roll them all into one comedian. Probably Kevin Hart. I'm not gonna lie. Probably gonna be Kevin Hart or Joe Coy, one of those two. But this is just a this is just a little bit of business comedy. You guys have to understand. So when Saudi Arabia is like, hey, you know what? They come up with an offer. They're like, I'll pay you $1 million and 6 slaves to come perform for the Saudi Aramco shareholders. It's the same people that saw you in New York City when they took the helicopter down from Princeton where they were going to university. So it's just the same crowd as before. Super comfortable. It's going to be a luxury experience. You don't say no to that, right? Because, and then you can also tell people, hey, I'm spreading free speech by doing a show for the shareholders of Saudi Aramco. They're going to be questioning like, hey, wow, isn't this so crazy to see Bill Burr again, but in my home country? That gives me, you know, maybe we should try democracy. This is just to let you guys know how it sort of works in the entertainment industry.
Jack, everything comes at a cost, bud. Cam Newton.
Alan Amber, proud shareholder, Saudi Aramco, donating bits. I'm glad to have the shareholders here watching the stream, donating. Thank you very much for that. Everything comes at a cost, bud. That's what you guys need to know. Anyway, that's just my little rant. That's just my little business rant to just let you guys know how it works. You know, you have to be making all these donations. I use them so that I can't get bought out by Moist Critical or Hassan. I mean, Hassan has seen my videos, dismissed me as a nerd. Thank God. You know, I'm not on his radar to be bought and absorbed, because he could easily absorb this channel and you guys would have to watch Hassan. Be very sad. If Hassan gave me a month of chicken strips, whole thing's done. So you guys should be thankful that I'm willing to, I sell out to you guys instead of selling out to a parent company at this stage. Anyway, back to Trevor. Let's see if he gets to the punchline. He's a big setup comedian. He usually sets up jokes over the course of days or even weeks, and then he hits a big fat punchline.
Formula One goes to Saudi, you name it. Everyone goes, comedians, how could they?
How well would I respond to a shock collar? Well, thankfully, Brian removed the shock collar from my neck pretty recently, because I've been very well behaved. But I do know the rules.
You're like the bastions of free speech. You cannot say anything you want in Saudi. How could you go there? That's a very American point of view. I'm going to let you know now, right? And it is a privilege. You should keep that point of view, but it's a very American one. Because in many countries around the world, you can't just say whatever you want.
Canada. Can't say whatever you want in Canada. I'll tell you that much. Because they're basically just an arm of the Soviet Union.
When you're performing or when you're there. You know, like Singapore, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Malaysia in the house as well. You know what I'm talking about? No, there's a lot of places. Even when I was in India, we were doing shows. You and I were in India. And this is not like a law. I'm not saying this is a law. But when we were in India, people would come up to me and they're like, so Trevor, are you going to make jokes about Modi? I'd be like, Narendra Modi, the Prime Minister? They're like, yes. Are you going to make jokes about him?
11.
And I'll be like, I mean, if I see something funny, they're like, okay. And I'm like, why? Should I not make jokes? They're like, no, you can make jokes about Modi. You can. Then we're going to see what happens afterwards. That's going to be the show after the show.
That was an Indian accent. A person from India sounds like that, which is very funny because, you know, we don't sound like that here in Austin. So, Great stuff.
It's almost perfect comedy timing that this happened now, right? Because had this comedy festival happened at any other time, I think America as an idea would have had more of a leg to stand on as a moral authority, right? But like, this is the same country where a few weeks ago, Jimmy Kimmel gets kicked off his show for not making, by the way, he didn't even make a joke. I went back to look for the joke that they said, there is no joke. He just had a comment about something that he didn't feel was appropriate. And whether he's wrong or right, but it wasn't even a joke. He said nothing about Charlie Kirk. The joke wasn't about nothing. And they were like, gone. Right? Same country. Same country where hundreds of people have been fired for saying anything about Charlie Kirk post him being shot. Anything. People getting fired from companies. People, for you in your private life say some shit and then your company fires you because they're like, Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk. Here's the thing. I'm like, people are like, oh, what do you think? Charlie Kirk to me is like, okay, someone got shot. It's not great. I didn't wish for it. But now you can't like terrorize your population if they dare to say something about the thing. Do you know what I mean? This is the same country where people make jokes about Abraham Lincoln being shot. Which I think is like ranks higher. But people will make jokes.
Yes. People make jokes. Yes. The Charlie Kirk, Abraham Lincoln analogy, also a very popular joke on online forums. So glad he is pointing that out here.
Literally, America was the place where I learned the joke, where they were like, but other than that, Mrs. Lincoln, how was the play? That's the joke. Yeah, you know it. And it's crazy, but that's what makes America such a fascinating place, is that you can make those jokes. It's like people made the jokes about Kennedy, yeah? JFK, like after he was assassinated, people were like, oh yeah, well, they'd be like, I'm never buying a drop top, you know what I mean? And some people are like, oh, I don't like it, it's in bad taste. Yeah, but that's what jokes can be. They can be in bad taste. That's why this room has no windows. You know what I mean? It's supposed to be us understanding that you're saying a thing that may or may not be real in bad taste, and it's like an outlet. It's like UFC. Everything has context, right? People punch each other in the street, they go to jail. You put a cage around them and Joe Rogan on the side screaming. It's a $6 billion event. So I mean, I don't know. It's not one of those things where I go, it's binary. And maybe spending more time in South Africa has helped me think like that now again. It's like, it's not just binary. It's easy to say all the comedians who went there are sellouts and you can pay them. Yeah, but everyone has that in some way, shape, or
Gravity says, is he joke explaining? I think he kind of is. I think he's comedian explaining. And of course, jokes come from comedians. So this is a bit of a joke explain. But less of the clever edits.
Form. Everyone in entertainment that they can't go and trash their TV station or the people who own it, or they'll get fired by the business. That's how it'll work. Right? You can't say what you want right now in America about Donald Trump even. Right? There's people who get to the border, they look through their phones. If they've made any jokes on their social media or any shit about Donald Trump, you're out. You're out. They look through your phones. I now, because of that, just to be safe, I used AI and I made nudes of Trump. And then I've texted it to my friends being like, God damn, this guy's so hot. This man is so sexy. Oh, man. I'm not gay, but he could get it. Oh, man.
I'm not gay. We've already done gay. Straight comic imagines being gay.
I would be in that ass. Get that orange all over me, baby. Some of that vitamin C.
Trump was mentioned.
Yeah, because that's going to be hard for them. What are they going to do?
Whoa. DJ Kamix, one of the grand champions of Standup Bingo. Tapping in here with some bingo. Congratulations. DJ Kamix already with the friggin' link ready to go. Love to see it. Saved and ready to go. Oh my God, there's so much left of this one. Okay. Let us. DE says, Myles, I made it. Thank you for making it. DJ Kamix is the winner. In the game, I'll get a fast bingo going. Fast one. Couple minutes. So grab your goddamn bingo cards or you're going to be left in the just everything comes at a cost. Okay. Brief foray. Can anyone tell me who this is just by the eyes alone? Can anyone tell me? Let's say in the chat who gets it first. Who is this guy? Chris. Nyla never gets it first. Those are the eyes of a funny guy.
What I did was just walk around. I'm not doing anything crazy, dude. I just walked around. And I guess, like I always say,
Brian, what kind of lens is he using to get such a shallow depth of field here?
I mistake that my name is sometimes I think is, oh my God. It's that fucking guy who is just so great, but that name is too long, so it's Chris. Anyway.
You're doing great work.
I'm tired of these white people.
Tired of these white people. Damn.
You're really getting your money's worth this trip, and I mean I'm shocked. Did you just hear what he said? What did he say? Dude, he goes, well, if we drive, we'll get there faster. And I'm like, wow, I didn't think of that, because driving is faster than walking. What? No way! So I'm like, gay now? What?
Just a perfect setup punchline joke there to take us to round 2 of Stand-Up Bingo. Great stuff from Chris D'Elia. This is a little tour report. Check it out on his channel. It's just his hijinks as he's going around on tour with the boys. Let's get your Stand-Up Bingo cards again. Trevor Noah very slowly working his way through this Stand-Up Bingo card. You guys, I'm throwing out the bingo cards right now. We are starting right now. You don't have your bingo card? I'm sorry, but that's it for you. This is a shorter stream, so this is probably going to be the last bingo. I can't believe it took us almost an hour to get through one bingo. Jesus. Okay, we got 12. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. King Shaman's the chosen one.
Are they going to kick me out? Like, what are they going to be? Let me see your phone. And then they'll take my phone and be like, oh, you messaged about Trump. Let's see what you, sir, well, this guy texted a lot about Trump. What did he say? He said he'd smash. That's what he said. I think that's a good thing. Like, it's like, oh, man.
Yeah, so the joke there was that he posts pictures of naked Trump and then telling his friends he looks sexy so that when America's secret police look at his phone, they'll be like, hey, he's saying good things about Trump. So I guess we got to let this guy go. And the joke there is that the straight comic imagines being gay.
I also think there's something that Saudi's doing the other way around.
Wow, fun time, Chris, with the 5 times gifted subscriptions. Thank you, Chris, for your generosity. Everything comes at a cost, except for 5 people. Incredible. Thank you so much.
In the direction that they're going. I've never been pro Mohammed bin Salman, and it's like whatever. I just do think sometimes there's a little bit of like Western, superiority. Like they'll be like, he had a man killed. One man? One man? Yo, every American president. You know how many people have been killed by America with no due process at all? Just like you're just driving and then all of a sudden a drone is just like, hello. Everyone, doesn't matter which president. I'm not even Republican, Democrat, does not matter. Doesn't matter. You'd be like, oh, George Bush did that. Yeah, so did Obama.
Yes. So again, great parallels here. Riyadh Comedy Festival and the Just for Laughs Festival which is in Montreal, which is in Canada, which is a foreign enemy power that is, Canada's ordered a lot of executions. Freedom of speech not allowed there, but people will do just for laughs all the time.
Mama, he was like, bye-bye.
Hypocrites.
You'd be like, but those people were terrorists. Yes, yeah, but definitely. Some of them we don't even know because there was literally no court case, no nothing. So can you say anything? Can you? You know, it all depends. So I think they might be going in the right direction. Again, I'm not saying that it's good. I'm just saying they might be going in the right direction. Because one of the first things you lose, funny enough, in an authoritarian regime is comedy. It's a crazy trend that you can follow throughout time. Go to Russia, South Africa, right? When I was growing up, until I was 6 years old, maybe even like closer to 10, free speech wasn't a thing. You couldn't just say whatever you wanted. There was no stand-up comedy in South Africa. It was because you'd go to jail, right? The few white comedians who dared to say something about the government went to jail. Black comedians, you couldn't even do that. There was a rule in the country. 3 or more people were gathered. They considered that a political event, and then you were just arrested. You couldn't even like start your show. You guys having it? Ah, shit, I gotta go. But like, it's actually interesting how that's the first thing that goes in a country, you know, is the comedy. Vladimir Putin, one of the first things he did when he came to power was he shut down a puppet show that was very popular in Russia and Eastern Europe that used to poke fun at world leaders. And one of the first things he did was he had that show and the whole station shut down. Because comedy has this weird thing about it, man. I don't know, and I don't like to inflate it because it's supposed to be goofy. It's supposed to be stupid, right? But that stupidity butts up against the terror that you're often feeling with an authoritarian. You know what I mean? It's like Charlie Chaplin. The troops in the war said that Charlie Chaplin and his movie The Dictator, where he played Hitler as like this goofy dude, they said that was the first time they thought of Hitler as an idiot. Because before then, everyone was just like, Hitler's going to take over the world. You couldn't do anything to Hitler. And then they saw that movie and they were like, oh, this guy's goofy. That mustache is kind of weird. And that literally gave people hope. They were like, oh, if we can laugh at that thing, then maybe we can beat it. So in a weird way,
I'll give it to you.
I almost feel like Saudi's moving in the right direction. I'm not saying they're there yet, but they're moving in the right direction. You're having all the comedians.
Yeah. So again, guys, this is a long statement. I know it says comedy seller here, but some, you know, comedians have different styles. You know, some comedians take a little bit longer to get to a joke. Some comedians have shorter sets. Some comedians say, hey, I'm going to wrap this up and then do 22
Okay,
minutes.
we'll edit laughter. People are like, oh, but you can't say this about the royal family. Yeah, okay, fine. But you're still moving in the right direction. They used to have comedy shows where men and women were separated, and now the audiences are mixed from what they were, right? Yeah, audiences are mixed from what I understand. So again, not perfect, but moving in the right direction. Meanwhile, here, comedians are shitting themselves. Don't say anything about Charlie Kirk. I wasn't going to say anything about, but don't say anything about Charlie. I wasn't going to say anything about Charlie Kirk, but don't. There's nothing funny about it. Oh, now you tested me. I mean, there's nothing funny.
I have a theory, because we've all been waiting for the South Park episodes. I have a theory that the South Park episode made fun of Charlie Kirk, and that's why it's being delayed. I think Paramount was like, you guys aren't allowed to do this. Now, because Matt and Trey have famously said their goal is they want to be canceled off the air. They are tired of doing South Park. And I completely relate, okay? I also want to be canceled. I want this show to be taken down so that I can retire to podcasting. Make way more money as a canceled podcast guy. But if you haven't reached the viewers necessary to really take me down and publicly shame me. So we're going to keep working towards that. We're going to keep working towards what the hell just happened. We're going to keep working towards that. But that's my theory. So I think they did do it. I don't know. That's just my conspiracy theory.
Funny about it? You can't say there's nothing funny about it. Oh, there's nothing fun. No, don't say that, because as a comedian, I'll be like, I'm sure there's something funny.
Says they just got paid like $2 billion. Yeah. And like I've seen interviews where they're like, they very much are say they don't want to. What did Trey say, or Matt was like, he has fishing rods in his car. He wants to be done, which I respect. I respect continuing to take the money and telling them to go fuck themselves. Except for, they should have just released it. Should have gone full crazed and just moved to a country where they can't be sued.
About it. The guy was shot while defending guns. Do you understand how? I'm not even writing that as a joke. As a human, you have to admit that is an incongruous, funny thing that happens. You are there.
Point that down. Yes, I did get taken down. Copyright canceled is not the same as culture canceled. I need cancel culture to cancel me. YouTube has a corporate culture. I was canceled by corporate culture. I need to be canceled by cancel culture. There's many different kinds of canceling. Some are better than others, but both of them are very important for a career in entertainment.
Like on stage, and you're like, let me tell you why people should have guns. Wapa! That would be like if the captain of the Titanic was giving an impassioned speech about icebergs right before it happened. He was just there and he's like, I'll tell you why icebergs are not as bad as people say. Whoa!
Wow, Charlie Kirk jokes.
Whole thing is ridiculous. I don't think there's anything funny about, but don't now like fight me. You don't say anything, there's nothing. That's what comedians.
It's funny because comedians should be the only people who can make fun of Charlie Kirk, because Charlie Kirk was a beloved comedian, and comedians roast each other all the time. When I get assassinated, I hope that other comics will make fun of me, because I would do the same for them. So I think the only people who can make fun of Charlie are fellow comics. That's just my opinion.
That's literally what comedians do. That's the whole point of it. There's nothing funny about most things in our lives. Nothing funny about death, nothing funny about life, nothing funny about struggling. No, that's the whole point of it. It's to find a moment of solace. There's nothing fun. Don't you dare make a joke. I wasn't going to make a joke about Charlie Kirk. It wasn't even like in my zeitgeist in that way. But there's nothing funny. Oh, but there is. You keep saying that and you're going to make me find the funny. I don't want to find the funny, but you're forcing it now. You're forcing it now. It is pretty crazy that like America's response to the guy getting shot was to limit speech instead of limiting the thing that ended his life. You know what I mean? It's pretty crazy to me. That's one of the wildest responses I've ever seen in my life. What happened to Charlie Kirk? He got shot. All right, tell people to shut up. We gotta get some word control out in these streets. What about guns? Guns had nothing to do with this.
Perfect. Great stuff. I think let's watch DJ Chemix' video here, because this goes on for let's just finish it.
No one even brought up the concept of like, man, maybe.
I'm a more sometimes the talking comedians can take a long time to get to a joke, and I don't have the attention span for this. I like TikTok dances. I like vertical feeds. I like when the comedian just comes out of the gate and just talks about trans people. I need that. Boom, trans. Let's get going. Funny, we're laughing. Imagine if the comic was gay. But this is taking a long time. Very political, long stories.
People at home shouldn't have a gun where you can shoot somebody from like a rooftop away. Maybe. No. This was just like, can you say something? Can you not say something? Let me tell you something. Jokes will never kill you. Never. There's no joke that can kill you. Every comedian is trying. Every comedian. Our dream is to make a joke that will kill one of you. That is our dream. They go like, what happened? Oh, man, someone was at Trevor's show and then he laughed so hard and then he died. I'm like, thank you very much. Good night. That's our dream.
Mic bump.
And I'm not saying there's no speech that's inflammatory or dangerous or insightful. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is if I was to make a bet on how to make a society safer, if I'm going to make it safer, right, and I get to choose between words and guns, I choose guns. That's my bet. I'm not an expert on any of this, by the way. I've just found that most of the time when someone's been shot, there's been a gun. A lot of time people have said words and they've just like walked away. So if I'm betting my money, I'm gonna go with guns. It is also weird that the guy, like, he wrote jokes on the bullets. That's, again, a terrible and funny when you have time to think about it. Because the fact that he had to write jokes on the bullets tells you that he knew that the jokes won't do anything. He was like, I'm gonna tell you, if you're reading this, you're gay. And it's like, nah, that doesn't do anything. What if you put it on a bullet? Oh yeah, that joke can kill now. Yeah, now that joke's a lot more effective.
34 for sure.
So yeah, man. So how do I feel? I don't know. Maybe it's a step in the right direction. Maybe it isn't. Maybe the people are zealots. Maybe I don't know. I won't judge anyone. But I do think it's a better place to be in, right? People make it like, well, like it's the worst. It's not the worst thing in the world. It's not the best. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe these are like sleeper agents. That's how you think of it, you know? Yeah, there's people who can change how you see the world.
Jack, everything comes
the
with cost,
Ansari's, the, you know.
Fun time, Chris.
Sam Newton.
With the donation, thank you. So would you ever do Sam Kinison, or would you rather avoid making people mad by explaining him? Listen, the point of this channel is not to make. I would do Sam Kinison, of course. That would not be. You know what? Fun time, Chris. I don't know if you're in the Discord, but join our Discord. Throw them in the jokes, explain suggestions, and if I can find a non-copyright locked video of Sam Kinison, of course I'll explain. This channel is not about making people mad. It's about making people laugh if they didn't understand why it's funny. Okay? I will do whatever comedian I need to do that people don't understand. And of course, if you want Stand-Up Bingo and you threw a Sam Kinison video in there, you better believe I'd explain it. I'd have to turn the volume down, but I would do it. I would adjust it. But, you know, every comedy is subjective. It's subjective because some people don't understand the jokes. When I then understand, I explain them, then they will understand it. Then the comedian reaches 100% hilarity. No one left out at that point. So it's just a public service. The Kevin Hart's, can make you change anything up. Can you imagine Aziz like convincing them in Saudi Arabia? Like, and as Brian says, if I end up getting canceled on the way, then that's the rocket ship that's going to take us to the next level. Man, how come you guys don't? Like, I know how you guys don't let your women drive. And I'm like, dude, what the hell, man? 26. Just let them drive. Come on. What's that? I can see them changing their laws. I'll just be like, you know what? There's something about this guy. I like him. Was that an Aziz Ansari impression? Oh, man. That's Brown. Like Kevin Hart on stage, busy like fighting about Saudi policies. He's like, man, man, let me tell you what I noticed. Let me tell you what I noticed about this shit y'all doing inside. All the organizations y'all funding. All those organizations that you're funding, don't fund them. Stop funding them. Why you being an organized power? Stop funding them, people. I told you guys we'd get to it. That was a bit of sound comedy there. I think it's easy to focus on the wrong things. And I'm not saying it's not a binary. I'm not saying don't focus on some things. You know, it's good to hold people accountable. I think it's nice for people to tell the comedians they're like, hey, I didn't like that thing you did, and then go back and forth and see. What I do think is interesting, though, to go back to the comedian thing, is that it's interesting how, like, especially in America now, it's like comedians don't have the latitude that, like, leaders have. Yes, know the joke ends here. Right? I've seen these comedians that they'll tell a joke and people are like, don't you dare! Rah! And then the president of the United States literally said, maybe I'll go for a third term, maybe. Maybe I will, maybe I'll stay.
And people were like, what? And then when they asked his people, they're like, yo, he said he's gonna stay for a third term. They're like, no, he's joking. I was like, oh, so he can, president jokes. Yeah, comedian, no. How dare you, President Dave Chappelle? So I don't know, Will. Yeah, I don't judge anyone, because I think everyone will make the decision that they make. But I would hope that we just learn to focus not on the thing that everyone's showing us, but the thing that's actually happening. Like the comedians are not going to make or break Saudi and what's happening, but the thing that's making or breaking what comedians can or cannot say in America, that's a real thing that's happening. Yeah. So for me, there's definitely a story in like, oh, all these comedians went to Saudi. And then there should be an even bigger story about, whoa, all these comedians are now going to go to America. Oh, good luck to them. You guys have been fun, man.
There it is. And that's the end. That's the big. So the punchline was kind of an impression of his famous friends there, which is very fun. That's a very fun thing to do impressions of your famous friends. I don't have any famous friends. So if I did impressions of them, you guys probably wouldn't laugh. You'd be like, why is Myles doing all those weird Russian voices? But next time, maybe one of them blow up. You guys, that's as far as we got. We got to go to the DJ Chemix video now. That's it. That's it for Stand-Up Bingo. I'm just so sorry. That's the way it is. Let's watch DJ Chemix video, and then we're going to go to the Patreon stream. I told you it is a truncated short stream today because it's Canadian Thanksgiving and me and Brian have to go pay respects, ironically, to the crown of England. But I wanted to make sure we did get a stream in for you guys. I don't want to let you down. I know it's important for a lot of you are in nursing homes, and live stream time comes just after soup time, which comes, and then live stream, and then medication, and then bed. So, and I know that if you guys don't get your stream,
Jack, everything comes with cost, bud.
Wow, give me 5.
Cam Newton.
Wow. Amy switching, just trying to buy one. Waylon Rhodes, $5. $5. Hi, Myles. Happy Friday, man. What month were you born for birthstone purposes?
You're welcome to tug on it.
I was born in April. Same as William Shakespeare and Hitler. And you know what? I can feel both those forces in my mind at all times. Let's watch what this is here. Amy's twitching. I swear to God.
You're welcome to tug on it.
What was 5? Let me just see here. What was 5? Are you two a couple? Oh, Amy, that's not even that was never addressed. That was never addressed. That is blatant. You got to make it even seem slight. It might have happened. Trevor Noah never asked if anyone's a couple in the audience. All he did was point at some people and say, "You know what I mean." Oh, it's too blatant. I'm gonna get investigated by the SEC if I am just giving out bingos for bribes like that.
Is this Joy speaking? The same Joy? The same Joy that paraded
Joy Behar. Oh.
Around in blackface not too long ago?
Oh, getting accused of blackface. Whoa. Okay. Well, she's not wearing blackface right now.
Come on, Joy. I don't think you should be asking these questions. What do you...
Is that you, Joy? That is me. My word. What year is it? Circa what? It was a Halloween party. I went as a beautiful African woman.
Whoa. See? Hey, what did I say about getting canceled and getting on the... She's on The View. Joy Behar. Making fat stacks of money. You have to have done blackface if you're going to make it in this industry. And I should have told... I wish... If I could have told Myles... Young Myles, one thing I would have said, Myles, you need to black up and get some photos taken, and then That's a good sign. Aaron Logsden, thank you. Subscribe to the channel. And this is Joy Behar now, or this is a black gentleman?
Is this?
Okay, so that was just a reaction. Okay, so that gentleman there. Morgwin super chatted $20. Why? $20. Holy shit, that might be a record on the stream for the biggest donation we've ever. That's a full plate of chicken strips. That might be chicken strips for me and Brian on this auspicious Thanksgiving weekend. Might even have some turkey strips. Thank you, Morgan. Why did the chicken cross the road to show his citizen papers to the Idaho National Guard in full tag gear for being on the street after a curfew? You know what? That's a very good take on the classic chicken joke. Looping in a little bit of the current U.S. administration policies in there. I like it. I like it because it's true. Because Morgan knows that people are often asked for identification papers, but if any chicken escapes a factory farm, they will be hunted by drones and brought back so that they can grow large to make more chicken strips for me and Brian. Thank you. Thank you for the lovely donation. That's such a nice thing.
You're welcome to tug on it.
On this lovely Thanksgiving weekend. Happy Thanksgiving to you all. And we're not totally done. We're heading over to the Patreon stream right after this to talk about some of our past Bachelors of Music accomplishments. So have a great weekend, guys. No stream on Monday. Let me just check if I can do it on Tuesday here, actually. Let me check my schedule real quick. You know what? I can. I'll do a stream on Tuesday. Rumble stream on Tuesday this time. Because it's Thanksgiving Monday on Monday, and I'm going to be out full turkey. So see you on Tuesday or right after this on the Patreon stream. Have a great weekend, everybody. See you next time.